Welcome to the Built to Win podcast. I'm your host, Luke McCluskey, and during this podcast, I am going to be sitting down with the top 1% of people in their industry. I'm going to be getting under the bonnet of what makes them special, what makes them great, and what makes them stand out from the crowd. Welcome to the Built to Win Mini Pod. Today I am buzzing to be sat down with Circle's very own COO, Nikki Cavasci. So before we get into the detail, I just want to start by saying that, Nikki, you have made a massive impact kind of behind the scenes over the last few years. You oversee operations, compliance, finance, a lot, and ultimately have built kind of the foundation that allows the business to scale properly. I think people massively underestimate how important operational leadership is in a high growth recruitment business. So I really wanted to kind of unpack the journey, your role, and kind of where we're going next.
Good. Okay.
So thank you for joining me. We'll just start with, tell everyone just a little bit about your background and how you ended up in this mad world of Circle.
Okay. I'm quite old now. So going back to the start of my career at 23, quite a few years ago, I trained as an accountant with PwC, did a little bit in recruitment with Michael Page Finance, and then embarked on a 10-year career with Rolls Royce, which I loved, and did various things. I'm finance by background, but did logistics, HR, operations, loved every minute of it. Then had kids. I'm a bit full on, so I can only give either 110%
or nothing. Yeah.
So I quit. And everyone's like, there's no way you're quitting work. You are a career woman through and through, because it was the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
But then had kids, which then became the most important thing to me. And then when the kids went to school, I am trouble when I've got nothing important to do.
Or when you've got important things to do.
Some might say. But yeah, so I needed something to do. And people that I used to work with, one of them saw that my child had gone to school and phoned me and said, will you come and do a project for me, a ticketing project for a events company in Nottingham? I can't do that. How do I get to school? But anyway, took the kids to school, drove to Nottingham, did some work, drove home, picked the kids up. And that was the start of my consultancy career. So started my own consultancy business and basically did whatever someone would pay me to do. Because having a career in finance, at the end of the day, everything in business comes down to money. Pretty much. So if you understand finance and what you're aiming to do, you can do lots of other things. So anything to do with operations, HR, logistics, anything. With the experience I had, I literally would do anything someone paid me to do. So I did a variety of contracts for people and loved every minute of it, and could do it around my kids. Wanted to take my kids to school every day, pick them up, go to sports day, plays and everything, which meant that I would be working at 5 a.m. or 2 a.m. in early hours of the morning to get.
Yeah, you haven't shook that either, have you?
No, like I say, I'm all in or not. Yeah. So I did that, and that's where I met you guys about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Someone called me and said you were looking for someone to implement some pay and bill system. Came in, your first reaction was, can you do it in 3 weeks or something? I was like, no. I stayed probably for about a year. So I implemented a pay and bill system, did some other stuff. And so I've come and gone for about 5 years. I've done various budgeting work for you. I've implemented a new CRM for you. I've done some process improvement for you. And then my eldest went to university on September the 13th, which was a Saturday. On September the 15th, I came to work for you as your COO.
Yes.
And I'm very pleased to be here.
Good. Well, I'm pleased to have you here. Going back 5 years, I mean, that has gone quick for one. I can't actually believe it's been 5 years. Yeah. What was it like? What was it like 5 years ago?
Coming into you?
Yeah, like in Circle.
So, we were in small offices. There was probably about 6 to 8 consultants, an operations manager, you, and that was probably it. what hasn't changed is your blind confidence in getting things done well and quickly. But we did. So it was small, but things moved. We got things done. But yeah, a very different feeling to today. A lot smaller markets. But yeah, I've seen you grow.
Oh, thank you. What was some of like the biggest challenges? Like, let's talk about like, obviously you were back and forth, right? It was kind of like, okay, you'd be the person that I'll just turn to.
Yeah.
I need this project doing this, like, Nikki. Right. That's kind of how it started. It started with the pay and bill system, but then it was like, okay, can you help me write a budget? Okay, can you do some financial modeling for me? And then a whole host of different things. What would you say the biggest challenges were in the early days of you taking on the COO role?
Picking everything that had gone before me.
Yeah.
So I'm quite a process-driven person because I've experienced when I worked in large corporate, processes can really get on your nerves and hamper you and think, why do I have to do this? But they work. So things here, and what is good about here, we do things at speed and at pace, but it can be very erratic. We'll go do this, but it might affect that, but we don't know. So I needed to unpick things that had gone on before. Culture within operations was something we needed to look at. You mentioned earlier about people underestimate things in operations or whatever. They sort of should, insofar as a good operations function operates without anyone noticing they're there. It should just be.
But the trade-off for that is they do often become the unsung heroes.
Absolutely. And so they needed to know what they were responsible for, what was expected of them, and whether they were meeting that. So it's my job to make them feel like sung heroes rather than unsung heroes with, well done, you've done this. You and I have worked together. Sometimes I'll come to you and say, we've done this, and you'll give us a big up, a ring of the bell, or a mention on a podcast or on a LinkedIn post or something. But if they know it's our job, this is what I think about operations, our job to serve the sales team. So if we know what the expectations are, let's do it, but let's do it with pride. Like we contribute to what they do. We may not be the ones making the deals, but if we weren't here getting contracts signed, doing IR35s, getting contractors paid, receiving money from clients, producing accounts, whatever, we wouldn't make any money. So we are contributing to making money.
It's really interesting.
Behind the scenes.
100%. But it's really interesting because on the podcast that I did a couple of weeks ago, I actually mentioned about like how intentional I was about when a deal is done, the consultant presses a button and then it's taken care of elsewhere. But the interesting thing about that is there are very few businesses that actually operate like that. Bizarre.
Yes, and that surprises me.
Yeah.
That surprises me because you need to get the right people to do the right role.
100%.
So you need to get experts to do it. Because if experts do it, they do it quicker, they do it more efficiently. And if you do it many times over, we do many, many contracts in a week. Whereas if a consultant did it, they may do 2 or 3 a week. So we become expert, we become efficient. So our job is to save time for the consultants so they can go out and make more deals and make more money.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people ask me who our circle or what our circle. And I could sit here and say that we help find the top 5% of talent in the marketplace. I could also sit here and say we'll do so in timescales that you've probably never seen before. And whilst all of these things stand true, I think the true thing that separates us from our competition and what really makes us unique is the people that work here. We all have a relentless drive to succeed, a relentless drive to win, and winning for our customers. So ensuring that we find our customers the right contractors to deliver their projects on time and in budget. Winning for our contractors, ensuring that we can get continuity. So going from one contract to another contract to another contract, and ensuring that we've got the client base to be able to deliver on those promises. We specialize in markets, the food manufacturing market, and the life sciences market across the UK, Europe, and USA. We deliver large-scale capital programs. We deliver large-scale ERP programs. But I do appreciate that these are just words. So why not give us a call? Let us prove ourselves in a live opportunity and let us showcase what we can do for you. From your perspective, obviously, this business is growing. Your function is growing at a rate of knots because it needs to be able to keep up with the sales floor that's growing. What just like for everyone watching, what does a COO of a scaling recruitment business, like, what actually sits inside of that role?
Everything. So, I mean, it kind of does. So part of my role is financier. So anything everybody does in this business goes to the bottom line.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in everything. But outside of sales, everything that goes on outside of sales is my responsibility to sort out.
Mm-hmm.
So I say any shit that needs doing, that's us to do. I believe it is. But we need to sort out all the other functions that are not sales. So we have HR, we have finance, we have marketing, we have legal, we have compliance. We have just sorting anything else out that the sales team are going to do. And it's enabling everyone else to make money.
Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think people hugely realize how chaotic, behind the scenes, a scaling recruitment, certainly a scaling contract recruitment business, can be behind the scenes. Like if we think about we feel like we have every process in place and everything's going, and then something new comes up.
Yeah.
What is it that you feel like breaks first when growth happens really, really quickly?
First. Well, if you are rigid, anything can break. But what we have here, or what we do, is don't take anything for granted. So if in our sphere of what we do, say contracts, if we're just growing and we're doing more contracts, that's easy. But what will break is if you just carry on with the norm. So we'll get new contracts for a different style, or for a different country, or for a different contractor or something. And so if you are not open to things changing by the minute, by the day, by the week, then something's going to break. Ultimately, what will break is cash. Probably didn't mean what's going to break in terms of
but
that's what we have to focus on. So, and people can get overwhelmed. You know, we work in operations, and in theory, you guys should be able to scale without us scaling to the same degree.
Yeah.
Because processing, 150 contractors invoice shouldn't take too much longer than processing 300. You know, it will take slightly longer, but not as much. But it's about keeping people focused, keeping people open to new things happening, and not having people stressed or overwhelmed.
Not on the processes and systems side. What one that you've implemented a lot since you've got you've got your hands on it.
Yeah.
You've just gone 100 miles an hour. I think that's why we work really, really well together, because we're both very on it.
There is a way to do it.
There's always a growth mindset.
Yeah.
There's a way we'll work it out. What do you think has had the biggest impact in terms of new processes or new systems that you've put in place?
Well, it's probably not the answer to the actual question, but for me, it's about culture within our team. So I witnessed once somebody ring the bell for a new deal to get done with a particular client, and somebody in my team said, "Oh, another one." Because some of the processes are quite difficult.
Yeah.
But what we have to say is, no, we've made money, we are going to sort it. So it's the mindset of, we've got to do it, let's do it. And the culture is not, oh, I've got a job to do. Do it with pride, do it with a smile, and we don't clock watch. That is one thing that I really, really wanted to implement in the team, is that we're here to do a job. If you could do that job, in 3 hours a day, by all means, go home.
Mhm.
If that job takes 12 hours a day, we've just got to stay and do it. So the process is get the job done.
Mm. And all the processes lead to that vision, right?
Yes.
Of get the job done.
Absolutely. And the other key thing is everyone's got to be responsible for something, but only one person responsible.
Yeah, it's the racing one.
Because if you don't take responsibility, it might not happen. 2 people take responsibility, could be duplicated, done differently, or missed.
Mhm.
And just because you take responsibility doesn't mean to say that you've got to do it. Another sort of process that we have is someone else has to be able to do everyone else's job, or someone else has to be able to do your job. So if we're overwhelmed, too much, someone's off, it can't stop.
Mhm.
We all have to still do it.
Yeah,
And
that's been a huge impact.
It is,
Actually.
and as
Instead of
you-
sitting in silos,
Absolutely.
you've cross-trained pretty much the entire team. So it kind of goes where the work,
Absolutely.
where the work goes.
Absolutely. And we, if we are overwhelmed, there's always priorities. So contracts need to go out
Mm.
and candidates need to be paid. They're 2 really important things.
Yeah.
So if we cannot do an internal report because we need to get a contract out, that's where I'd come to you and say, listen, you're going to have to wait for your report because we've got to get contracts out.
Yeah.
Because the person that was doing the reporting can also do contracts.
Yeah. And
So
now
we
they're on
can-
that. And that's
so we
tied to
can-
a pound.
Yeah. So we can mix with that. So
Yeah.
that is a really important thing
Yeah.
to be able to do.
You touched on it earlier about cash. I imagine you're going to say this, but like, what risks do you see the businesses, actually contract businesses? What do you think the biggest risk is that's underestimated?
Well, yeah, cash. I mean, and cash is king. In a finance world, everyone says cash is king. We all focus on P&L, and some people focus on a balance sheet as well. But cash can often be forgotten, and you could be a really profitable business and run out of cash and
Pop.
game over. Or you could be loss making, but as long as you've got some cash, you will find the profit in the end. And I also find what is really important is working with the sales team, because they need to understand a little bit about cash as well, in terms of just for instance, payment terms. I'll have people come to me and say, oh, one of my contractors wants to be paid in 7 days. Can we do that? I said, well, what's the client on? Oh, they're on 60-day payment terms. Okay, so where are we going to find the money to do 53 days? Haven't we just got it? And as you're growing, we pay so many
People don't realise that
contractors.
there's a facility in place, but as that book grows, you've got with your own cash, you've got to fund that 10%.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
And the bad debt.
And with other people that are funding it with you, you have to have those relationships. They have to buy into your business. You have to show that where you're going, that they're happy to invest with you. I mean, there are so many levers that you need to pull. And when you're growing, you just got to keep your eye on these, because, it's very easy to keep your eye on the prize at the end, which is what we need the salespeople to do. But we need to look everything going around. Like, is there a tree there that we're going to crash into? Or is there a dike that we're going to go into? Let's keep away from those.
Yeah.
But cash is really important. And just, keeping up with all new developments. So we're moving into lots of different markets, geographically as well. And you need to know
from the compliance aspect,
all of those things. Absolutely.
because that's biting us.
Yeah. So we need to understand all of those and be ready, because we work at pace. So suddenly, we've got something in Azerbaijan. Who knows what the legal framework is around Azerbaijan? We haven't got days to find out and, get things written and changed and whatever. We need someone working there tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we need to be ready. But if you're too ready, you spend so much time, energy and money preparing for a contract in Azerbaijan that may never happen. So it's getting the balance right of being
no one
ready.
saw Bermuda coming. No one saw Bermuda coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I had a conversation with someone yesterday. I said, I'm going to go into all sorts of different markets. Can you be ready? I said, so you want me to be ready for any part of the world that you may go to next week? That is going to take a lot of time and resource, and you may never go to them. That is not the right thing to do. It is getting the balance.
Yeah.
Because you have to balance the books in every single way.
Yeah.
Resources, cash, money, attitude, culture. Balance. It's a tricky one, balancing it.
What do you think financial maturity looks like for Circle these days? Because you put that in.
Control.
Yeah.
control and information.
Mm.
You need to know where you are every single day. Cash, you need to know where you are every single day. Profit, you need to know where you are. Balance sheet, absolutely. They're not daily ones, but you need to know decisions you make. You and I will have a conversation. You'll say, shall we do this? And it's like, well, okay, but yeah, that will hit a button for you, but this is what it might do. So we need to understand what is happening with information around us. And we have a lot of information around us. It's not all financial information. We need to know how many candidates we've got working, what clients we've got, what payment terms they're on, because that helps our cash flow, how many contracts we're going to need to get out. All information. Information is power.
Just data-led.
Absolutely. Information is power at all times. And as part of growth as well, you can forget that because you're on a high-speed train. Say, no, it's all working out fine. But if you don't have this information, if you don't know, I mean, if your profit is increasing tenfold, you can go, great. If you don't know what, and it might be that, you haven't been paying a bill for rent because no one sent you a bill for 6 months. You're like, yeah, we're really profitable. But if you're not in control and you don't know you haven't had those, then that will come and bite you. So information.
Again, that's where we complement each other massively. Because firstly, you work at pace. I am like fully on the sales growth. And you're there going, yep, we could do it. We just need to do this. Needs to do this. And like, right, let's look at this. And I think that's where it just works so well.
Yeah.
Is that you're not a typical finance person that is like, shouldn't do that. Like, you're like, no, let's go for it. But we've got to be aware.
Yeah.
We've got to be aware of that. Like you've got that growth mindset, business growth mindset, not a stable finance person that is just there to try and tick a box on a percentage of EBITDA.
Firstly, I love it when people say I'm not a typical finance person because I don't want to be a typical finance person. Because our job in operations and mainly in finance is to help you run your business and grow your business, not put the brakes on and not go, oh, no, you can't do this. We've got to say, okay, this is the best way to do it, or how can we do it? And it is difficult working with people like you that are really wanting to grow quickly and want everything at pace, because we don't want to say no, and to find the solutions is difficult.
We've definitely had those conversations though.
Absolutely.
And I listen.
But it's not a no, we can't do this. Come to me with solutions, not problems.
Yeah.
And I always try to put myself in the other person's seat. So if you said, I want to do this, and I'm like, no, we can't. Well, what use is that to anybody? It's like, well, we shouldn't do it like this, we should do it like this. Or if we want to do it, we need to do this as well.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to have, the growth mindset. We need to do this. So how are we going to do it?
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
We can't.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'd really hope I don't ever say we can't.
No.
Unless you suddenly wanted to open a big office in Bermuda next week and you live there and leave it all behind.
Yeah. Okay. So, thank you. That was really good. What is it that excites you the most about the next phase of Circle? So I'm just to set the scene. I think we're on the precipice of something fucking mega.
Yeah.
Like absolutely mega. I feel like we've got the foundations in, we've got all of the processes in, 99% of them. Who knows what's going to be around the corner? And we are just about to springboard. And I say that every year, right? And we do it.
Yeah.
I feel like we're about to kick on hugely. What is it that excites you the most about, like, say, the next 3 years?
So we have a target for 100 million.
Yeah.
And we will get there.
Yeah.
And I've worked with lots of businesses that have, dreams and aspirations, something that I think we're never going to get. But we are going to get there, and we have a plan. It's not here we are and this is where we need to get to. We're not quite sure of the trajectory. We know the trajectory. What is most exciting is when I first worked with you 5 years ago, you've always been growing, but it's been growing without the solid foundation. Growing, recruiting people, moving to different markets without the solid foundation. And companies get to that point. The mid point of growth is the hardest, because you can be going up without processes, without a strong operations function, without support around you. And it's really easy until you get to a point where you're too big for people to do contracts on their own, or you're too big for one single person to know about Spain and Ireland and Bermuda and everything. And that's really hard because you have to put things in. So you sort of sometimes have to plateau. So say from my
And we did.
perspective, from operations, we have to start putting down, that costs money.
Yeah.
To have a COO and a finance department and a legal department and marketing, all that kind of stuff, it costs money. But that foundation is there now. So we're not wobbling. We're not like, oh, will it happen or won't it happen? There's a solid foundation. It sounds a bit boring, and I don't want to be boring about a solid foundation. But if you want to go like this,
I'm with you 100%.
We are there.
I'm with, yeah.
And if you build something on sand, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So
and
sadly,
we've tried that before.
Yeah.
A lot of that comes down to the stuff that you've put in. A lot of that comes down to the stuff that Dean's worked with me on about building a resilient business, a replicable business, a repeatable business. They are major, major factors, because you can't just keep growing the way you are without having that infrastructure.
And that gives you confidence.
100%, because it catches your fall.
Yeah.
It catches your fall, right? Because you're not just going to go, like, it's not linear.
Yeah.
It's like the Loch Ness monster a lot of the time, right?
And I'm excited about the people I'm doing it with.
Yeah.
I mean, this bunch of people here.
The misfits.
I absolutely love it. And there are young people from all sorts of backgrounds doing so much. And to see things through their eyes. You know, I'm 30 odd years into my career. And to see things new, and to see, even you going at something without the fear of, is it going to go wrong? Because we don't have it, because we've got those grounds, but also because people are young.
Yeah.
And they don't come with a load of baggage.
No. I can't buy into the fact that millennials are different. They're not. I can't buy into the fact that they're different. They're driven different. I think what's happened is they're led different.
Okay.
Because if you go out there, they're all hungry. You could put them into a 1990s recruitment business and they would flourish.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I say all sorts of different ages, different everything. At the end of the day, we're all people, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly.
And that is exciting about this business. Those people out there.
Yeah, they're good. They're good people. One thing that we're both super passionate about is business culture.
Yeah.
Massively. It's like, I think it's number one on every board meeting.
Yeah.
As the first agenda point. And we've managed to get it to this perfect balance between high performance and fun. And it's almost, but it is like balancing feathers.
Yeah.
How do we maintain that culture whilst scaling? Because we've got a double and then double again.
Yeah.
Well, not quite double again. We've got a double 28, 60, and then from 60 to 100, right? Culture is the number one piece that holds everything together.
Yeah.
How do we maintain that?
I think number one, lead by example.
Yeah.
So we have to have fun.
Yeah.
And if, you're at your desk at midnight trawling through a contract that's 500 pages long, you've got to make it look like fun, because we're on that journey.
Yeah.
And getting there will be fun. So we've got to lead by example. But also, when you say a balance between high performance and fun, we need to make sure high performance is the fun.
Yeah, right.
So just because you're working hard at your desk, calling clients till late, doesn't mean to say that can't be fun. Because, we have music here, we have a bar here, just simple thing that I've worked late sometimes with people that I say work in US hours. And just by ordering a pizza or something, it's just sometimes tiny things that give you a bit of extra, like, actually, this isn't too bad, and we all spend a lot of time at work. And if you don't enjoy work, life's no fun. So you've got to love what you do. So it's for us.
I see. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I don't feel like I've been to work for 10 years, almost.
But isn't that the perfect
Yeah, it's perfect
scenario for work? And here we all come into an office, and I have quite strong feelings about working from home culture. And particularly for people here that are young people, we owe it to that generation to be in an office, to show them things, to get them to learn from us, to be there.
Osmotic learning.
When they need, but someone like me who's a few years older, I've been through the cycle in life where work's tough and you're down, or something in your home life is tough and you obviously, bring it to work some point. We've seen it, so we can help support them through it. And you see it when someone's in the office, you see what's going on. You see if they need a pat on the back or a hug, which is not me naturally, but people do hug you.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. So, we do need to lead by example and make it fun. And that is what, you are a prime example of making things fun. The rewards are fun and whatever, but just the day-to-day fun, the music, taking the mickey out of people.
Just banter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, high performance should be fun.
Yeah.
And if you're not enjoying coming to work, then you are ultimately in the wrong job, because no one can sustain good performance just by financial reward.
Quite right. What role do you personally play in the future of this business? It's going to be really key, actually, certainly when we go to market.
Yeah. I think I play a sort of leveling role, not just for the job I do, which is, operations, compliance, finance, which does have to be a leveler, but because of the experience I've had over 30 years of work, nothing should faze me. And I shouldn't get overexcited about things, because there is a downside to getting overexcited about things. I know sometimes you come to me with ideas, I've got this. And I'm like, okay, great. Let's just take a breather. And if I then go, yes, we're doing it as well, then we all go off.
Yeah.
Not looking around at what's going on. So I think I sort of bring the wing mirrors of something. You guys are driving off and I need to go, hang on, are we doing this right? So I bring experience, I bring leveling, but I bring confidence, because, having seen things, but also knowing the foundation we're on. You'll say to me sometimes, have we got, say, the cash to do this? Yes. Because I know where we are with things. What happens if I bring this one on? But yes, we'll be fine. And I can look and go, yes. And you have that trust in me.
100%.
That if I say yes, then it's okay.
Then it's in. It's happening.
It's happening. And that's what I think, is important to bring.
I love that. Okay, quick fire round.
Okay.
First thing that comes to your head. I've got 6 questions. Okay. Biggest lesson from scaling?
Don't run out of money.
Okay. Hardest period so far? Most underrated leadership trait?
Empathy.
So true. One thing that Circle does differently? Best advice you've ever received?
The best job you can ever do is do yourself out of a job.
You've got some bangers today, haven't you? Right, okay. One word for the next chapter of Circle.
Fun.
Love that. Nikki, you are the glue that holds it all together. So thank you for joining me on this. I really wanted to introduce you to the wider network. Yeah, thank you. You've been amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Banging. That was sick.
That was...